everybody. Today I am going to explain the chapter The Road Not Taken, class 9th. It is a very simple chapter and it is a very beautiful poem written by Robert Frost. It reflects on our daily life problems about decision making, how we get two choices and we have to take one of them. So let's start. The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common ordinary experience. First of all, they are telling us how Robert Frost writes his poetries and poems. He says and explains very insightfully in his poetries about common and ordinary experiences, and he's American. Now let's start with the poem. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Basically, here it symbolized that two roads means two choices, and diverged means separated, and yellow wood symbolizes autumn season, which means the fall season. So they are saying that when I walked, I saw two roads, which means two choices which are separated in a yellow wood in the autumn season. And sorry, I could not travel both. Matlab, he could not travel both of the roads because he was one individual and he could only make one decision and go with one road and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. Because what happens is, for example, when we try to make choices, we look at the pros and cons of the choice. For example, if I'm choosing humanities as a subject, what will be my pros and cons? I am choosing commerce as a subject, what will be the pros and cons? So he looked as far as he could to where it went in the undergrowth, and he looked as far as he could, and he looked till the dense growth of plants. Undergrowth means the dense growth of plants. He's using a metaphor that I looked very far, but I couldn't decide. I couldn't see so far, very far, that I could know what I will be if I choose this. What will be the road ahead? This road I couldn't. This is the stanza one, and the stanza one I can explain in more detail. The poet comes across a road forking into two. Means a poet is standing in front of two roads and they're diverged and they're separated into two. He wondered which road to follow. He's deciding and he's thinking which road he should follow. Now, for an individual, it was not possible to handle both of the roads. He stood there for a long time, looking at one of them. His eyes followed it till it curved into the undergrowth and nothing was visible beyond it. Understood. Now, when we move to the second paragraph, it says, then took the other, just as fair. He says, first I looked at the first road, at the second road, I looked at it just as I looked at the first road. I looked it very fairly, like I did to the first road, and having perhaps the better claim. He says, now I thought the second road I looked right now was better, and it has a better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. It was very grassy. The grass there was long, like it looked like it hasn't been used, and wanted wear matlab it wanted to be used. Okay, though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Now, in detail, I will explain you stanza 2. The poet chose the other road, which seemed equally inviting. He felt more inclined towards it as it was overgrown with grass and it was less worn out. Thus, being adventurous, he was tempted to take it as it seemed to be less traveled by. Now, the second road was not traveled by a lot of people. So what he did, he was very tempted because of his curious and reckless nature. He went for the second road. Now, however, he felt that a good number of people had walked over the other road too. And when he started walking, he understood that the second road is also traveled by. It was just what he saw in the past. Now, and both the morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trodden back. अब थर्ड स्टैंजा में क्या कह रहे हैं? And both that morning equally lay. Now, both of the mornings were equally late. इसका मतलब कि the poet is setting a symbolism that the journey was symbolized as the morning. Now, in leaves no step had trodden back. That no step has been walked down by them. Oh, I kept the first for another day. He said that I couldn't travel both of the roads, so I kept the first for another day. I will do it some other day. Yet knowing how way leads on the way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now what happened? One road led to another. Now he thought, I have came a halfway along. Now why should I go back? Why should I ever come back? Okay. Now third stanza I will explain in detail. In this morning, as the poet commenced his journey, he realized no one had walked over either of the two roads. He decided to stick to his choice for yet another day, though in his heart of hearts, he knew that it might not be possible for him to ever get a chance to revise his choices, because in the journey of life, one road leads to another, and one can seldom relive the moments and undo the circumstances gone by. Understood? Now, the fourth paragraph is the conclusion. Now, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Sigh means a deep breath. Somewhere ages and ages hence means here in the future. Now he's saying, I have to say it with a relief, or maybe with a deep breath, that I have to confess it, that somewhere, many ages ago, like a lot of time ago, two roads diverged in a wood. Like In the autumn season, two roads were diverged. I saw two choices, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. He said that I saw two roads. One was traveled by a lot of people, one was less traveled by, and I took the less traveled by. So it made the difference. So it all literally made his life specific. All right, do you understand? Now, for the end, I will also share a small summary with you. For the whole, just a little 2-3 lines conclusion and a summary. That what happened is, poet is symbolizing two roads as two choices. Now he has to choose one of them because he is an individual and he can only choose one. Now he chose one of the one which is less traveled by because it was grassy and it wanted wear. Now he knows that one road leads to another, but now he doubted that if I should ever come back to the another road which I never traveled. But now at the end he's telling with a very deep breath. He's saying that once ago I saw two roads and I took the one less traveled by, and that made all the difference. That had made my life different. Do you understand? This is all. Thank you everyone.